One. There we go. Hi, I'm Mike Morales.
Oh,
You are watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our platforms. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! We gotta get some of those.
Yeah, I know you still have streamers in the house. I noticed.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I got the streamer in the corner.
We're screwing with the timeline, folks. I'm here in San Antonio. That young man is.
Matt Metris in Rochester, New York, full of snow. Still early in the new year.
Hey, man, but you know, a white Christmas, white New Year's, that just makes for fun.
Yeah.
Today, Matt, we're gonna flip some things around. We're gonna try some Fino tequila, and Fino stands for failure is not an option. But instead of giving you all the information to begin with, we're gonna start with the Blanco first. Okay, we're gonna pour it. We're gonna taste it first. Tell you what we think. And then we'll go into all the peripheral information. What I like is I see a little bit of the bubbles here. And so I'm using my Stossel Jarrito for tequila.
Me too.
And for those of you who are listening to us on the podcast, these are our preferred glasses. They are actually manufactured by the same folks that make Glencairn, the famous Glencairn glass. We are looking at it's platinum. I mean, it's gorgeous.
Nice legs tears on that.
Yes. And it's not clingy. It's just sheeting. It's just really nicely done. Oh wow!
Mm.
I got some lemon or lime right on the nose.
Yeah, I can see that. Definitely a lot of agave in the nose.
It's green though. I mean, it's not. I'm not getting baked, but I'm green. Oh wow! Are you getting anything else out of it?
No, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's not hiding itself. It comes right up to greet you. As soon as we poured it, I just my first pass under my nose, and it was wow, amazing. Well, let's just dive in. I mean, you know, not complex or anything. So, oh wow.
Okay. I got a lot of agave right in the front. I got some black pepper.
Yeah.
I'm almost getting a little bit of mintiness too. Are you seeing that at all?
A little bit, kind of like mid palate, and then to the rear, this guy has a nice medium to long finish. It's you know, I got a little bit of the pepper you were talking about, and maybe even something baked in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Wow, on taste alone, I love this thing.
Yeah, this is nice. I'm on the second taste, maybe some hints of like anise or like licorice.
Yes, and it's becoming more and more of a common thing with what I would consider more traditional tequilas and there are some out there. You know, I know we're in the middle of a big shortage and we're in the middle of a big crisis, and it still doesn't look like prices are going to come down, agave prices, but there are still some really old school style tequilas. I love this is I'm not sure what any kind of price point is. Let's give the particulars. Okay, just on taste alone, I'm gonna go do this.
Me too. I don't have a sign still.
I know. We're gonna get all the TJs some signs.
We say that. We say it every time.
I know, but hey, you're lucky you got the glassware.
That's true. I'll settle for the bottles. I'm fine with the bottles.
Hey, man, you know, we have no budget here at Tequila Aficionado. Let's give the particulars, all right? This is a really good old-style tequila, and Matt, I'll be honest, last year, I believe it was with Jim that we discovered this distillery. It's known 1455. It's Rancho El Nacimiento. And the reason I remember that, the reason I'm very impressed with that is because we were impressed with El Nacimiento Tequila, which now these folks come out of, I believe it's called Palatine, Illinois.
Mm.
And this is a female-owned company, by the way.
Yes, correct.
We don't know much about them because they didn't give us a whole lot of information, but I do know that they are female, a partnership, two ladies. I've been chasing this down for a while, almost a year now, and they were nice enough to finally make this happen. I don't even have their names. Actually, Lisa does, because Lisa somehow connected with the one of the partners. And
yeah, it looks like Yana and Sonali are the two owners.
Okay, all right, cool. I'm glad you found those because I don't have that information. We're working on separate projects together with the same company, and the thing with Rancho Nacimiento is we really fell in love with that tequila, which is the flagship brand of this known 1455. It's out of Arandas, and so I think I think you and I have had some tequilas from Arandas, and this licorice, this anise on the Blanco is becoming a thing.
Yeah.
It's becoming more and more prevalent. This is an 80 proof tequila, and now Rancho Nacimiento, the flagship brand, is the official tequila of the bicentennial of Illinois.
Hmm.
I don't know how that happened,
right?
but anyway, I'm really glad that these gals went to source this distillery because I was really impressed with the whole lineup of El Nacimiento. It's just really old school, and I'm not sure exactly where the rest of this line is going to fall, but it'll be interesting, that you and I are going to go through this line and see how consistent it is. But just on the Blanco alone, I'm really impressed.
Yeah, and it's looking at the gnome list, I've never had anything from this distillery before, but this is a pretty impressive first shot, and they're doing some things the right way. It's brick oven cooked, and they're using a roller mill and double distilled in copper, so all perfectly acceptable methods of production, and it shows.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with what I don't know. I don't know much more about the distillery. I know that very few brands come out of there, so it's not a huge maquiladora. So it's just like a handful of brands, and I would love to get a hold of these two ladies to find out how they discovered this distillery and why this flavor profile, because I'm fascinated by why people choose a certain profile.
Yeah.
I mean, when we finally get the Rock's tequila, it'll be interesting to find out where he leans toward, because I don't know about you, but at any time if I were to come up with a tequila, I would want something that I would want to drink.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and I think you're the same way. If we all got together, it'd be a decision by committee of what we would want to drink and be able to promote and sell to other people without feeling conflicted.
Yeah, right.
Without being compromised,
Now,
anyway.
here's some interesting info, Mike. I've been trying to find some pricing online.
Okay.
And there's only one website. It looks like they have limited distribution, only in Illinois and the DC, Maryland area. But this online website has the Blanco for $29.99, which very impressive price point.
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, also El Nacimiento was very reasonably priced, and I would imagine that as we go through the rest of the line, you'll be able to tell me, I think, what the price points are. But they really need a lot wider distribution, and maybe they're working on it. I mean, I was only aware of this brand last year.
Sure.
And so I'm not sure exactly where they are in their distribution and how far they want to come. But Texas wants you, ladies. So,
and New York too.
New York too. So would this be something you'd serve at the bar?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially at this price point, you could do a lot with that. And make it affordable. One of the biggest things we see at the bar is when we're making cocktails, you're very limited in the tequila selection you can use in a cocktail just by the economics of selling it, because you don't want to have a $15 cocktail if you can avoid it, or
Okay.
20 or 25, and so you have to build that around how much the ingredients are going to cost you. And so when you can get a good tequila like this at a relatively reasonable price point, that makes a really big difference when you're mixing with it.
Well, as we talked a little bit earlier, this is something that you can recommend wholeheartedly, without feeling bad, without having to reach for the lesser quality tequilas that are out that every bar is going to carry. I mean, every bar carries because no matter where you go. I remember talking to a gentleman in Las Vegas who owns a very famous bar in Vegas. He said, Vegas is transitory. People look for brands that they're used to because they come there to vacation, to gamble, and then they go home. And if they have something that they want, that they liked, or that they bring with them, they want those comforting names, those familiar names. And so that's why you carry some of these brands. But by the same token, when you can get something of this quality with a really cool bottling. By the way,
I'd say very classy bottle. I like this bottle a lot.
Are we gonna? What do you think for Brand of Promise?
I would like to nominate the bottle for Brand of Promise.
I do too. I do too. And I think the label is very elegant looking. But again, it belies it. Look how clear it is. You can just see yourself.
Yeah, putting my face in the middle of it.
Yeah, I feel like a fish in a fishbowl. Look at there I am. That's our take on Fino Tequila Blanco. But hang in there with us, because Matt and I will be going through the entire line. But that is our take. Fino Tequila Blanco, Brand of Promise nominee in 2020 for both bottling and, yeah, exactly, and 2 thumbs up from Matt. But stick with us. I'm Mike Morales here in San Antonio. That young man is?
I'm Matt Metris in Rochester, New York.
You have been listening and watching to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our platforms. Anywhere where you download your podcast, please do so. If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that red button and subscribe, and maybe Matt will come to your hometown and build you a hell of a cocktail.
Sure. We'll say that.
Yeah. What you do? Tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.